me 25% off, and massacre has happened already. Hey guys, this is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook. How are you guys doing? It is Saturday. It is 9 p.m. And I'm going to be looking off again because I can't seem to get myself to look at the camera on the phone. Back in the location because, you know, Minion 2 is playing games and he's loud, and Father Minion is dozing again downstairs. So, what are we doing? It is post craft fair. That was a complete dud. And most times I'm like, yeah, you know, that happens. And for some reason, I was so hopeful about this one, and it completely did not pan out. So, you know what? I'll go into the craft fair now instead of at the end. So I tried last year to sign up because I needed another fair just to fill out December. And I didn't apply in time. They were full. So I made sure I got in, and a lot of the other crafters that I've spoken to at different fairs, the ones who've done it say that it's been really good. It's a great one. Plus it's close to the holidays, it's close to Christmas, and it's a holiday kind of fair. I didn't realize how big it was too. They have 200 vendors there. It's at the school. It's on 2 floors, and we were downstairs in the main entrance, but I guess most of the activity happened upstairs in the gym, the hustle and bustle. They also had a Santa come and all that. So all the hustle and bustle was happening up there, and not a lot down where we were. There was some traffic, but people were just not buying. I mean, you come to a fair with 200 vendors, and again, maybe they had just been spent after being upstairs because there were a lot more people upstairs. But it was a royal bust, absolutely royal bust, and I'm so disappointed because I have one more craft fair. That was the local brewery / roasting. They do beers and coffee and stuff, and they have a lot of events happening at that place, and they've only been open for 7 months, but they're very popular. And they had a holiday shopping market today. They had one last week, and then I'm in the one next week. So I have that left, and then I'll be done, and I'll be actually glad to be done and relax and not have to make things for the fairs. But I was hoping, since this one was so well spoken of and being so big, that it would, you know, be something good. Not at all. Not at all. And it was a huge disappointment. My neighbor behind me made it palatable. He was the loveliest gentleman. His name was Carmen, I believe. You know, and we both moaned about, you know, how slow it was. There's not much traffic. You know, I guess he used to be upstairs. I think this is the 4th year he's done it. And he said that the organizer called him and said, I have a corner spot. Maybe you'll like that. You'll be able to spread out more. Yeah. Nope. He did okay, but definitely not good. I did make my table fee back. There is that, but it wasn't a very expensive table fee to begin with, so I'm so glad I didn't do 2 spaces. Yeah, it was just a royal disappointment. So, yep, you win some, you lose some. That's the way it goes. So, I'm hoping next week, it's a 1 table thing, so I got to figure out what I'm bringing. I did drop by, Thursday? I think on Thursday to check it out, to see what the space was like. And it's an 8-foot table, but it's like a picnic table with 2 benches on each side. And she was showing me, I was asking her where things were going to get set up, and she was showing me, and near the window there's also like a, almost like a little bar where you can sit and look out, like a counter. I'm like, can I have that space? Because my stuff is bigger and bulkier, I need more space. That way I get the table and that little section, so hopefully that'll turn out. Anyway, that was the craft fair. It was a big, and it also went an hour later than most of the craft fairs. It went from 9 to 4. Most of them are 9 to 3, or 9 to 2 even. So it was long, and it rained. We went from rain to another snowstorm. It wasn't big, but it was enough for school to get delayed for 2 hours. And then we had more rain that started last night that was coming down, and I'm like, oh man. I've never had to set up in inclement weather. Like, it hasn't been snowing or anything like that when I've had to go to the fair and set up. When I've left at the end of the day, yes, that's happened. But it poured last night, and then it was still raining this morning. It was raining when we got there, but it wasn't horrible like it was last night. So it was doable, and this one had no helpers whatsoever, so, you know, gotten a little spoiled having places where they have, especially if it's at a school, they have kids volunteer to help. The last one that I did well at the school, they even have the older students drive you to where you park your car, so they acted as a shuttle, so I got spoiled. But you would have seen little clips of the rain, of snow, then rain again that we had last night. Also, AC Moore is closing, and it's happening quick. Some stores have been decimated already. I went to the store that's closest to me. Well, it's about equidistance from either way, either direction away from my house. There's one way and one the other way, and the one I went to was on the way back from the craft fair, so that worked out. Pretty much it says anywhere from 25 to 50% off the entire store. They also had a lot of holiday stuff at 60% off, but it looks like a lot of the prices were jacked up, you know, and then the 60% off is just not worth it. And then the 25% off, definitely not worth it. So I went in there thinking I'll spend some money. I picked up a few things, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't need yarn. And the things that they're, you know, on sale, that's only 25% off. That's less than, you know, a regular sale. And I can still get it pretty much anywhere. The stuff that I would have bought. They do have their equivalent to Hometown USA. It's not as soft, but it's kind of the same quality of that. And I picked up a couple of skeins and I put it back because I really don't need it. I have one more craft fair left. I don't need to buy that. I'd also already bought, jumping into acquisitions, I bought, last week I went to Walmart and I bought a bunch of Hometown USA to make the 2-button cowls that I had sold out of at the last craft fair. And I've got something in my eye already. And I made 5 of them for this fair, and I only sold 2. Oh, I didn't talk about what sold, and I didn't write them down, and I'm using my phone. Let's see if I can remember. I sold, oh man, I got something in my eye real bad. I sold an octopus keychain. I make 2 sizes, a mini one, and then I guess regular size one. I sold a regular size keychain one, and I sold, the pattern I tested for Angelia, Corky the, what is it? Corky the bobber? Is it a bobber? I think. That finally sold. So I still have the frog left, Fish of the Frog, but I've sold 2 of hers right now. What else sold? I sold 2 2-button cowls. I sold 1 Victorina hat. No headbands. It was so slow. Nothing was happening. What else? I can't remember. I wrote them down on the phone and I forgot to jot it down. What else did I sell? I sold a shawl. I sold the small Yvette shawl that I made out of this, I forgot, yarn that Z had sent me. It was really thin, like DK size yarn, and really slippery. It was a King Cold? No, it was one of the European brands. But anyway, I sold a shawl. I'm always happy when I sell a shawl. I had a few other sales, but it was nothing to write home about. Yeah. I don't remember what they are. Anyway, so that was the craft fair. But acquisitions, speaking of. So I got in the Hometown USA for that, and, you know, didn't really need to at this point. But I did make 5 of those this week. So I'll have them for next Saturday. The other thing I bought when Blueprint was having a sale, sales always get me, but I'm trying to get over my dislike and my fear of thin yarns. Right now, DK is like the smallest I've gone. Anything that I've used that's smaller, I've usually paired it with something else. I'm not ready for using those on their own. But what I did get from them was the Cloudborne Alpaca Blend DK, which is 70% alpaca, 30% nylon, and it's really soft. So I got 4 colors, and I think I got 2 of each. No, this is Scarlet, and it's showing a little pinky red on camera for me, but it's red. It's a red. So I got 2 of those. I got 3 of ecru, and I was thinking I may try to dye it, but who knows. So I got 3 of ecru, and if you hear noises of clicking, Minion 2 just emerged from his room. This is Plum, 2 of those. It's definitely showing cooler on camera. And 3 of Slate Heather. It's a light gray. Not as light as on camera. And then I got 2 of Charcoal Heather. And I thought I had gone the other way. Oh, I thought I had gotten charcoal. 3 of charcoal. So yeah, that was my Blueprint when they were having a big sale. And because I have their subscription, you know, the shipping's free, and there's an additional 15% off for if you are a member. So, as I bend down to grab my tea, sorry. I am drinking a, is it Stash? Or is it Twinings? I don't remember. But it is orange ginger. There's something else in there? Definitely orange ginger. But I like my tea strong, so I added a Stash Earl Grey in there. Yeah. It's a little hot. Okay, so that was acquisitions. Then I also mentioned for AC Moore, it's only 25% off, but the shelves were like pillaged. They were, I mean, yeah, it's as if, you know, it was like a Black Friday kind of sale or something. And maybe part of it was, you know, people have been shopping since then, but it's definitely decimated. And at 25% off, it's not worth me stocking up at all. At all. Loud doors closing, that's Minion 2. What else? What am I working on? Right now, nothing. But I need to, nothing actively right at this minute, because everything I had, I took to the fair with me, I finished. But I said I wasn't going to, but I'm not sure what to do for Christmas. If I mentioned I don't like Christmas shopping. So I'm making things, and I did show that last time that I had finished one of my sister-in-law's hats. This is the Anastasia, Anastasia hat. So that was in, this is called Miss Ruby, and everything's looking way cooler on camera. So this one is Earl, which is Earl Grey, I guess. So I finished that one. So I just need to put my label on it. And with this one, I had shown that I had used the little bit that was left to make a couple of star posies. I still have to do that for this one. If I don't give them, I made 2 out of that one. For some reason, this one looks like it came out a little smaller, even though I did the same, used the same hook, same stitches and everything. So I may just be able to get 1 out of that, but I may end up keeping it. And on here, these are the, this is how long I like my stitch markers to be. No longer than this. And even this sometimes when it's banging on a table gets on my nerves, but I found these beads I had forever at Walmart once and years ago, and I just love them. They're different colors. This is like greens and orange. There was a brown tone one with like gold flecks in it. There was a like a purpley plum one with gold flecks in it. So I have a few, and I've given out a few over the years of stitch markers with that. So that's that. The other thing I did, so I mentioned that work has been absolutely crazy. And again, not like it was the last 2 years, but this time of year it's a little crazy, and I was doing data reconciliation and it wasn't working out, and I was just getting frustrated, so I had to put it down and, you know, pick up some comfort. So I at one point I had moved my computer, my laptop, my work laptop, and when I put it down it was on something, and it was on lip balm that I keep on my desk all the time. I have 2 on my desk right now because this one is called Lemon Meringue and I do not care for it, so I keep it there, and I actually use it on my elbows and my cuticles and such, but I have another one at my desk, so they just kept getting in the way. So I just made, and this is like an oval shaped one, and this one is the typical round, so I just whipped up 2 holders for them, and I put it on a string with little holes, and I have a clipboard or a pegboard, not a pegboard, a push pin board above my desk that I just, now they hang there. So that was my de-stress this week while I was working. The other thing I got done, I have a custom order. I showed the big octopus last time. This is the other one. So I'm just waiting for her to get that. So that's done. The other thing I made was, so I've been doing the Grinch octos, and a few people have asked, there's no pattern for the Grinch, it's just my octo, and changing the color or adding different embellishment changes it into different things. So it just struck me, I'm like, is there a girl Grinch? Because I'm not all into the Grinch thing, other than knowing that about the Grinch. So I just whipped one up, so I'll put the picture in. And then I posted it and asked Kalisha if there's a girl Grinch. Don't know if there is, but I did that, and that was picked up quite a few times at the craft fair, but no one bought. People were just, I shouldn't say it like that, because, you know, people buy if they want to buy, but people would just either walk by, not even look, and it wasn't, I definitely didn't get the sense that it was done with any kind of disrespect or anything like that. It's just, they just seemed disinterested. Like, why come to such a huge event with 200 crafters or vendors? I don't know if they were all crafters. And just, they were just strolling. Maybe they were just getting out of rain, because it was a miserable day anyway. Oh, I also forgot to show my acquisition. When I was at AC Moore, I put everything else back, but I got these 3. This is the bell, the Stitch Studio bell. It's a number 5. No, it's a number 6, but it's a very thin number 6. It's a very thin number 6. And like everything, the variegated colorways are much thinner than the regular ones. But somebody at work asked for 2 hats for her sons. And I told her I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to make it, but I figured while I was there, I'll get the colors. So this is for one of them, and then the other one's going to be green and blue, and I already have the blue, so I just picked up green, which I don't have in my stash. So that was that. And then I had made last night, Thursday, and then last night, Friday, I made 2 Victorina hats, and I love this, the wheat colorway of the Thick and Quick. I really do. And of course, everything is shadowed. Put the pom-pom on, but I made the burgundy. Oh, somebody asked what the color was. I looked it up and now I can't remember. No, I forget. But anyway, I made 2 of those, which didn't sell. And then while at the fair, I had bought this skein of Copenhagen just to try out from Michael's ages ago. Must have been like maybe the spring, summer last year, and it's just been sitting there. So I just took it with me, and I figured I would do just the rib, you know, you do the chain and then back and forth in the back loop. So I just made one of those. It is pretty long in case the person wants to do slouchy, but it would be warmer this way. So I think I'm going to put a pom-pom on there, and I forgot to check what the colorway was, but it's basically shades of gray and tanned and off-white browns. Yeah. So I'm going to put a pom-pom on there, and that might be for one of my old teammates that we still exchange gifts. Give it to her. Last year I think I gave octopuses for her kids, but I just don't know what to do this year for anybody, so I figured put a pom-pom, give that to her. I still have 2 other male colleagues to do something for, and I have no idea what to do for them at all. One of them has 2 daughters, and I think last year I gave them headbands. But I don't know what to do. I don't remember if I made octos for them. I might have the year before that too. I'm trying not to stress myself out about it. Alright, I think it's in here. Oh, I think that's all I have. It was not a good craft fair day today. It was not a great day. It was rainy and just miserable and foggy, very foggy. Yeah, one more to go, and then I can, I was going to say pack everything and store it in the basement, but before I do that, I'm going to take out all the old stock that I had and figure out what to do with that. There's some cows and other things that's never sold, and I'm ready to let go of them, so I got to figure out what to do with them. So instead of just packing them and putting them back, I'm going to take them out before I do my final pack. And you might have noticed the hair. I didn't know what to do with my hair, and I wanted to wear my hat desperately, and when my hair is in its natural state, it's so, and the hats, I look like I have a bowling ball on my head when I put the hats on. So I did myself some little twists, and then I was able to put my hat on, and I'm like, oh, it felt so good. So yeah, this is moi. Okay, enough of that. And me totally just looking at the screen instead of the camera. I'm gonna go finish my tea, or probably reheat my tea, and oh, let me just check to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, I think last time I said I'd finished Minion 2's hat. I have a picture of him in it because he didn't want to do a proper picture. Anyway. Oh, and there was also a cousin of mine had a request for hats, knitted hats, so I just mailed those off yesterday, I think. So I'll put a picture of that in there. it's the picture of 3 hats, but she picked the gray and the brown one. The blue one is still in my stash. And on that note, I believe I'm done. Yeah, I'm going to go figure out what I'm doing for Christmas presents. Oh, I have to do a separate video. I got some happy mail. Yeah, I got some happy mail I forgot to bring, so I will maybe do a quick video tomorrow. Look at that. Just pulled on it. Okay. I'm definitely prattling. I will talk to you guys later. Again, I forget. Welcome to all the new subscribers. One day I'm going to remember to do that beforehand. Thank you all for spending some time with me on this, for me, miserable day. And always, it's still pretty foggy and miserable outside. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope your week goes by better. We're supposed to have rain again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. So, with all my moaning and groaning about how bad the fair went, I completely forgot that there was a good thing that happened at the fair today. Someone actually recognized me from the videos. I was very, I almost said taken aback, but just very surprised. So, hi Lisa. And Lisa happens to live in the town right next to me too, but she came out to the fair and she said hi. She's like, I know you. Very surprised. So, with all my moaning aside, just wanted to come back and say hi Lisa, and thank you for watching, and thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Bye.